on this biatch. God, really under the flow.
Man, I tell you.
Shit is whack. All right, whatever.
Real whack.
Real whack. Dude,
Real.
Gotta talk about Apple Silicon in a second. But damn, we were on such a good train too.
I know, and we lost all the chat messages too.
I know. Fucking sucks to suck.
Doesn't it? Fuck.
This happened on our remember that first time during the pandemic when it was like Instagram, but just like shat the bed.
Yeah.
And then the first time we came back, it was like Twitter just also went down. This happens.
That's right. Everything went down.
Okay, where were we talking about? We were talking about fucking flight, and you're talking about.
Hey, everybody, can you comment in this chat? Shit is okay? Like everything's good now? We're good? Is it fucked up still, or are we good?
We are streaming on Twitch. We're streaming on my Twitch, on Jared Palmer's Twitch, because I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Is it still fucked up? If it is it good? Say yes, maybe. I'm gonna look at this shit on Twitter. I'm gonna find out.
So embarrassing. We were going with so much steam there too. All right, we get back to it. What the fuck were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. No, so integrated stack. So.
Oh yeah, integrated stack. Right.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
So we're going to get back to that. I'm
a Russian hackers, Ken. You got to stop with that shit.
I'll tell them. I'll
tell your squad to back up. All right, back to integrated stacks. We were talking about how like revolution from Ruby to serverless to now flight, and how like things will be integrated in the future.
So I actually think it's interesting to go through the history in a little more detail, because I think a couple of things happened, right? So before Node came about, front-end folks were not writing tools for themselves because they didn't know any language besides JavaScript, right? They were left, like we used a Java tool called the YUI compressor, and even what did we use to like compile our JavaScript? Like if
Tracor.
Like
I wasn't even around then. What was it called?
Tracor.
There was
a Closure compiler.
Yeah, Closure. Yeah, we had the Closure compiler and shit. But Node came, and then we learned how to build our tools. And I think that's what Node is going to become. Like people are going to still use that. Actually, maybe folks are already using Go and Rust. But the point is that I think Node now has become the very thing that it sought to kill, right? It was a lightweight, like just throw your like code on it and it starts running. You don't have to know all these things, but now there's a whole, what's the module story? How do you do it efficiently?
Well,
what's your service?
I think I just reading, like they kind of botched the whole like ES module thing. I mean by botched, I just mean that like the compat story isn't like Node isn't evolving very fast because they've basically just Angular 2'd the whole thing. Where like
I love that we're pissing off Christopher.
Chris Bax just came at that ass.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's just ignore him and assume.
But I'm just saying that like the ES module story, or the .mjs thing is like totally annoying and like largely incompatible with the common JS stuff, and like it's just like not a graceful migration to the future of like ES modules with .js. Like it's just not there, and that's going to be like holding the I think the Node community back a little bit, because it's like,
I mean, does it matter? Everyone just uses TypeScript now, right?
I agree. No doubt, I agree. But but for light scripting, they don't. Like, I mean, yes, like TSDX are written in TypeScript, but for a lot of light scripting, like Node is fine. Like regular S thing, is fine. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it's one of these things where they're kind of like sort of held back. But I feel you. We're talking about basically like also like Node on the web, like or web scale, and like you just need for on flight, you just need a JavaScript environment, which is super nice, which means it's like compatible with everything, for the most part.
So it's going to be okay. So this is the broader theme, I think, is this, right? Which is development at scale is not a thing in the JavaScript community right now. I'll explain what I mean, right? It's the solutions we have are usually for like three bands. One is the super simple, which is fine. That's like a large number of use cases. Your 11Ts, your I don't know, like very simple setups to do a bunch of things. Then there are like incredibly high high performance stuff. So this is where you get into your WASM, your WebGL stuff, etc. Right? And then there's the middle, which just kind of means React, or well, really your framework, right? Like, can you make something that works with your framework? But beyond writing just that code, we have done pretty much nothing in terms of how do you scale out development code bases. I'll explain what I mean, right? Like, which is what there are 10 things that a developer does on a day-to-day basis. They either add a feature, they fix a bug, they start, they do styling, they write some tests, like a whole bunch of things, right? The question is what play Tekken a little bit. I don't know, fuck around on Twitter while their shit builds. What is the cost of doing something when compared to the value that it brings? So as an example, the cost of the value that you get from adding a component to an already existing code base is fairly linear, right? Like the more features you add, the more features you have. But the cost starts going dramatically up if your JavaScript bundle starts getting bigger and bigger. Like after a level, it means that you're leaving people out from actually being able to use your website or your application and stuff, which is why then you say, okay, fine, we have to make sure that we use dynamic imports and split this stuff up by routes. And suddenly the moment you're doing that, you now have the cost of having to take care of those things for every component that you add. Similarly for tests, writing tests sounds like a great thing, but then before you know it, your test suite takes an hour to run, which means that if you have a single bug fix to get to production, it's like a 2-hour turnaround time where you're like, oh, you need 1 hour for the first PR to actually land, and then it runs CI/CD again. So the next 6 months to a year, or honestly, just I think the future of if the JavaScript development platform has to scale, we have to figure out how to scale our development processes, the way that we approach these things, the way that we build things. And I think like the integrated stack is one of those big ideas there, where you don't need to be an expert to be able to touch any part of the system.
So I'm curious, are you that married to JavaScript?
Not really. It's nice. I mean,
I think it's the like lingua franca. It's like the common tongue compile target.
But like Jared, you've already gone to Java or Kotlin rather for your services.
Correct. Like in the background for Formium, we use, but the Kotlin is a multi-platform solution. It can compile to JavaScript. There's actually like a React Kotlin thing that's actually like pretty interesting, but like it's too cumbersome. It's not like productive enough in my opinion. But like it's like real. It's real. It's really real there, and like it's interesting to do that. And obviously with like the reason thing, like I would give that another shot next year, like really seriously. But again, it's going to compile down to JS, at least on the client, right? And that's fine. But that's just how. And there's no. There's nothing else. You're never going to bet against JavaScript because that's how like the web works, right? Like there's no way that it's until there's a different, unless the Kenternet ever existed, right? Like where we had like this React Native indexed, like
which would be the
of the web, which would have been fucking sweet. But because of Apple's restrictions on like what an app store can be, they're like disinterested in letting that ever happen, right? And like AMP, for all it's worth, like isn't that. It could be, but it isn't that, right?
No, it's not.
Right. So until there's a target, which by the way is going to have to look a whole hell of a lot like JavaScript, I feel like you, at least on the client, it's like lower overhead. It lowers your cost, right? Let's talk about like costs here, right? We talk about cost for a second. Like, the reason I think Node takes off a lot or just got so popular is just like it's just less shit to take into consideration. It's less mental overhead than having to learn another language. And every time you add another language, you're increasing your development cost. If you have to hire a developer and they have to learn Reason, well, now you're either paying for them to learn Reason, or by and large, like self-selecting, people who know Reason are probably make more than people who don't know Reason. Now it's not obviously, that's a massive generalization, but like it's probably a high correlation, right?
One thing I want to talk about is why does it need to happen in Userspace? Right?
Oh, like, because doing a platform in 2020 is so hard, bro. Like,
yeah, I know, but you know, like,
dude, how are you gonna even like Tim Berners-Lee fucking invented the World Wide Web is like struggling to launch his like solid platform. Like if he can't fucking launch that shit.
But like, I don't know. It just feels like, and for the longest time, it's felt like like doing Visual Basic inside of like Microsoft Word. If that makes any sense. Like I feel like if we were to have like fundamental solutions to these problems, it's not going to come from Userspace. Like people in the Userspace are going to like unfucking-leavable lengths to make JavaScript work out. Right.
Oh my gosh, billions of dollars are being invested. I literally think over $1 billion has been invested.
Wouldn't it just be easier to fucking unfuck this at the nip it in the bud?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, hear me. Okay, so this is what happened today. Okay, the Internet Archive has announced that they've figured out how to save and present Flash files.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
without Flash.
Yeah, without Flash. I think the name of the project is something called Ruffle, and it's got everything: Homestar Runner, all the.
Is it like GL
You're
or
the man
something?
now, dog. Everything, some shit. And it just struck me, Holmes. Steve Jobs wrote that shitty ass open letter to the industry, killing Flash in 2008. Is that right? 2008, right after the iPhone came out. And the whole talk that time was the web eventually will become good enough that we'll forget about Flash. And then
I still haven't fucking forgotten about Flash.
And then they toss it into the fucking trash can when they decide. I mean, Apple has no interest in making the web competitive with apps, right? It doesn't. So Safari is the new IE, and period of discussion.
So it's been 13 years since that letter. And Laura pointed out she replied to my tweet and she was like, JavaScript is still not as good as Flash was in the year 2000. So that's 20 years. That is about 4 or 5 JavaScript framework eras, by the way. Like right there.
I think about Flash every single day of my life.
What the actual fuck is going on with the industry?
Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but the other thing too is that the web will just stay as is, but all three of us on this podcast and probably people listening to it, because again, of like selection bias, will probably all be building like Unity apps for fucking Apple glasses in 3 years. And like none of this shit will matter.
I'm here for it.
And like that's actually what's gonna happen. And like we're all gonna be like effectively game developers.
Have you actually done Unity?
Nah.
It's pretty good. You might enjoy it.
Yeah. Don't tempt me, baby. Like I might.
I did it for VR, and
yeah, of course you did.
Oh yeah, Sunil, you worked on Oculus. Tell us about that shit.
Dude, it's a nice language. The IDE integration is awesome because Microsoft just owns the tool chain, statically typed, and great resources like free shit for like that's why the game developer resources are kind of awesome, and nobody argues about the language. Like they don't give a shit. They're like, oh, okay, it kind of sucks, like fine, I guess.
It's just down to business.
Do things.
Dude, I don't know. Like, did you see that thing on Hacker News the other day about how bad the Apple documentation is?
Really?
Yeah, just like this person just got like super fed up with like how trash the Apple documentation apparently is, and how like there's absolutely no insight about like half the iOS APIs.
I get most of that shit from blog posts rather than the official doc.
Yeah, that's what they were saying basically.
Yeah, like especially like Swift UI.
Well, I'm glad that the MDN docs are well financed and they have a budget to last for years and years.
Financed. Yes.
I just want to know if Palmer's background is real, and if so, what leather-bound programming books. This is a real background.
His old man's got the Illuminati globe eyeball.
You know, Grant, Theodore Rex.
Are those presidential biographies?
Might be. I don't know. I have The Last Dawn, Mario Puzo. Bad Blood. State of Fear, Michael Crichton.
It's just focused. Oh, now you got close and it unfocused.
Well, you know how it do be.
Yeah, it do be like that.
It do be like that sometimes.
Fuck. I was ready to start scanning that bookshelf.
Right? So, Senilio, what does the world look like, assuming there is one? You go to start a new project in 2023. Walk me through that process.
Wait.
You
So
start a new project. Like call it what's like the Rails equivalent in 2023, or is it still Rails?
Whatever it's called. So here are the things. I think it'll be defined by the things that I don't have to do anymore. These are the things that are important to me. Okay. And the inspirations I want to take are very much like from my roots. So I want a development experience which is open up a file, write code, click a button, and it runs. I would like to deploy it using an FTP-like experience. So click a button and it goes. I don't give a shit like how it happens. I don't want to have to worry about a merge conflict for the rest of my life because that shit is garbage. I definitely do not want to describe what my page looks like using text. Sorry. I'm so very
Sure,
done
like
with
some GPT-3, like you fucking tell it and it just does it.
Well, I'd like to I'd like to use graphic design tools. Like
Oh, okay.
so the stuff,
Okay, got it.
so
Do you fancy
so there
yourself
are,
a designer?
I mean, I worked as a designer for a year, so go fuck yourself. Like
Did you
I
really?
actually did. Yeah. I
You
worked
really
in a
did?
firm in Bangalore. I did. It was great. I kind of did. I did.
I
part
worked as a
design,
designer
part
too. It
design.
doesn't mean I was good at it.
No, so okay, so I can tell you about two projects, by the way, that I think are what is going to define this experience. Um, in fact, wait.
All right, while we wait, Ken, what are you drinking?
Oh, I have the season 2 White Claws, which fuck.
Season 2.
Yeah, so we got mango and tangerine, and then and we got a lemon that's on deck. I drank a sour prior.
Casamigos.
Okay.
Casamigos. Sunil, are you drinking anything?
Just like basic ass.
Dude,
Full
that's
sugar
poison.
Coke.
That's fucking poison, dude. What are you doing?
My God, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Fucking 8
I mean,
tablespoons of sugar.
Dude, whoa.
Yeah, but
that's like
I'm
way
using
more
the
hardcore
norm.
than any of us. And we have drinking
Oh
problems.
shit, Johnny in the house. What up, kid? Yeah, dude, I fucking drink like a bottle of whiskey every 2 days, and fucking I don't drink that shit. That shit is
Dude,
poison.
that's actually fucking poison. That's like terrible, Sunil.
My God.
Better than cigarettes, but like only marginally.
By the way, 164 days without a goddamn cigarette.
There you go.
Killed it.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's
Congratulations,
unbelievable.
there you
You're sitting here drinking full sugar Coca-Cola, and you're like probably like 155 pounds tops.
Tops.
And I drink fucking water and green tea, and I look like fucking the Juggernaut from X-Men. It's fucking bullshit.
It's so accurate. It's so accurate.
I don't understand how this fucking...
So I want to give a shout out to two projects that I think are going to be how design tools for the web work. One is by Eric Clemens called CodeLift, and one is called
I saw that.
Yeah, and the other one is called UI Dev Tools. It's by Siddharth Kshetrapal. The reason they are different, the thing they do differently is they work on your code, but in the browser. So you write your React component, run it on the browser, and then you can right click on the component and it pops up a whole panel on the right side that looks like a Photoshop thing, where you can choose colors, border radius, all that shit. Then you hit save and it saves it back to your code for any fucking. So they use Tailwind, I think, right now as a target.
Oh yeah, the common thread through this entire conversation is Tailwind, by the way, which just released 2.0.
Tailwind fucks.
Tailwind fucks.
Yeah,
Adam was
Tailwind
supposed to be on the show for the last 2 weeks, and just he's making too much money.
We're gonna have a Thanksgiving episode with him.
Yeah, we are. Dude, Tailwind's amazing, and also these tools, these UI things are amazing because it's all like static, and it's just like it works with your code, not against it or generating it.
Love it.
It's so cool. It's so cool. All right, let's. I guess we should probably wrap this all up, right? Like we might as well.
Yeah.
Are we still doing pick of the week and stuff?
Yeah, we're still gonna do. Yeah.
What's your pick of the week, Jared?
Oh, good question. I would say Tailwind 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Tailwind 2 is it just came out, and we just got a question. Hold on, we'll try this. And does Tailwind work with style components? I guess anything works. I think you can do like style components with classes.
There's like an extension thing.
Yeah. There's like a way to do it. Like I've seen that before. Like some people like there's like a macro or something, right? That like does it.
Yeah, it's like an extend type deal that like translates it or some shit like that.
Yeah, but in general, like Tailwind fucks really hard, and it scales really well. And all Formium is now is in Tailwind, and all the Formic docs are in Tailwind, and yeah, just like I just like the goal is to not write CSS, and it achieves that goal very beautifully.
Neat.
All right,
Ken?
Kenito.
So, my pick is prefaced by a story.
Oh,
so as you know, I moved in a new house like 6 months ago, right? And it came with a pool, which I've never had before, ever. But the pool had a hot tub attached to it. And my ass went in this hot tub every single fucking day and night. Literally 6 in the morning, I'm in the hot tub. 9 at night, I'm in that hot tub.
wait, you
I
do
fucking
morning
love
hot
that man. I fucking love that shit so goddamn much.
morning
Like,
hot tub? Like morning hot tub. It's like I've never
yeah,
had that
like,
craving.
yo, if you wake up shit faced and you go in that hot tub for like an hour, you feel like $1 million when you get
Okay.
out.
Noted. I'll have to try morning hot tub.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. So like, the hot tub is connected to the pool, so you got to shut the pool down because now it's like 32 degrees out, right? So we shut it down a couple months back, and it was devastating, right? Like this thing that I love to do, right? Like is not available anymore. So I said to myself, what am I going to do? So because there's already a hot tub attached to the pool, I said that's a redundancy if I were to get an additional hot tub just for the winter. Why would you have 2 hot tubs? That's an asshole move. So I'm blackout drunk in the hot tub, right? A couple of months back, like fucking shit faced. And I ordered a sauna. And I forgot about it. So
What?
yeah. So like a week and a half ago, I get a call and they're like, your sauna is getting delivered on Monday. And it like requires assembly. And I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, that's sweet. I'm like, but like, oh shit, like, that's a bit of a surprise, you know. I was like,
How
completely blackout.
involved? Is this like a little Lego system? Is like
It wasn't that bad. It was like a
a
5-hour
fucking-
build. Like my father-in-law came over, and in like 5 hours we had the shit up and running. And then I just had to have an electrician run the electricity out to it.
Okay.
And let me tell you, a sauna is the best thing in the entire world.
Well, for hangovers, for sure.
Man, you go out in that motherfucker. And right now like right now, like at this exact second, it's 28 degrees out here. So if you go out there in like a towel, you're like, ooh, right? It's all warmed up. You get in that bitch and you just sit there, right? And you sweat a little, and then you come back when you leave that shit, right? The shit gets up to like $1.80. So when you come out of there and then you hit that like 28 degree air, you're like, oh, and then you come back in and you sleep like a fucking prince. It's incredible. I can't recommend it enough, right? I used to go in the sauna at my gym, but it shut down because of COVID. So, you know, like I didn't have the sauna or the hot tub experience from the gym. And having that, man, my pick is fucking saunas, man. The Finns and the Russians are onto something. That shit is retarded. It's so good. It's so good.
So pure. That love is so pure and real.
It's so good.
It's nice listening to this from my 1-bedroom flat in the middle of London. I don't know
you know you're gonna come in that sauna. You know your ass is gonna get. You're gonna sweat all over my
And
sauna.
if that sauna was this communal, if teleportation was invented, I'd be there.
Yeah.
You're also gonna come in that sauna.
I will
not in that way you just said it, but like, yes, I will be inside the sauna.
Yeah, it'll be good. So, what's your pick, Jared or Sunil? Sunil, your pick.
Actually, I know. So I actually like masks now. I think masks are cool. Everybody should wear them. So I spent some money and I got the Under Armour sports mask.
Okay.
And it's the most comfortable, badass looking thing I've. It's so good. It's
when you first said it, I thought you said mosques, and I was like, yeah, they're architecturally captivating.
Like
yeah, like these masks.
They are beautiful.
Masks. But they're so good. Like I think in the US you get.
Can you put it on? Can I see how that fits?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's super comfortable. It's the best.
So the ear loop is good. Turn to the side for a second. See, that's good coverage.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. Mm-hmm. There's nothing out there. Do you wear glasses, Sunil?
I do wear shades, and they don't fog with this. They've been designed so that they don't.
They don't fog.
My shit fogs like, oh my gosh.
I'm in the grocery store losing my fucking mind.
Oh, it's like I'm just blind when I go to the grocery store.
Oh, and the ones that you get in the US, you can get one that has. I mean, The Rock endorses a version of this for $5 more. So you get the
smell
bull,
what the Rock is cooking, Rock.
Like that
pretty
little
much.
the skull thing.
Not the skull one, the bull. You know
Oh, yeah.
the Chicago Bulls one. Yeah, that's the one. This is sick. This is like my favorite shit for in a while. Highly
All right, maybe
recommend
we
it.
should make some undefined masks.
We really should. We should just get
Some
those and then
merch.
put some shit on there.
Some merch, some undefined merch.
At least for this guy Fox.
Ellie.
Sure do.
Indeed. You know what I miss most though? I miss my conference gang.
Oh, so much.
Like, man, that was fun.
Dude, that was the best shit.
Oh, so fun.
I'm seeing a lot of tweets. People are like, you know what? I don't miss conferences at all. I miss conferences like
Fuck
a
that,
motherfucker. Are you kidding me?
I didn't talk to anybody else but the speakers and like randos. But like,
do you remember when you'd see somebody that was like, from Europe or some shit that you haven't seen in a while? You know what I mean?
Or just like I'd see sometimes, depending on like how work went, I would see people the conference
from New York
more than I'd see people from New York. Or I'd see people from New York at the conference.
At the like, I'd see certain people and I'd be like, yo, or dude, the best is when there's somebody
you were one of those
that you know virtually.
Ken, you were one of those people that I would see.
When was that? Yeah, I would see you.
I would see you like
I'd see you more than I'd see my friends.
Right, yeah.
So
I'd see you in like the fucking gate at the airport.
You miss your pen pals is what you're saying. Like, and I get it. Like, we are 30-year-olds and we are 30-something-year-olds and it's hard to make friends. And conferences were literally the only place you get to meet and drink with them. And somebody flies you there. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And you guys all get fucked up and you're having like a great time. Like we're like 16.
I actually think not even that, like also just like JavaScript innovation or just like all the engineering innovation is like stalled because there's no like conference driven development anymore. And like that was actually half of it.
Oh my God. All my shit was conference. You want to know? You see my GitHub? You know why that GitHub's empty?
Dude, like I think Flask, the entire Flask framework was 100% like a conference talk.
So was Redux.
So was Daku, like the Heroku like thing.
So was Spectacle.
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
Like a lot of things are just like purely conference-driven development. Honest to God, Suspense could be classified as conference-driven development at this point.
I want to answer this question, but in another way. The question is, when do you think conferences will come back? Okay.
Oh.
I want to be clear that I don't know when exactly, but I want to describe it to you. So I'm going to take, 20,000 pounds, buy as many vaccine shots as I can, load them up in tequila bottles, and walk out onto the streets with like shot glasses and lemon wedges. Everybody who meets me gets a goddamn shot. Like, I cannot wait for this garbage to get over. Like, it's done.
Dude, when this
hold on. I have one more pick.
Okay.
I have one more pick that I completely forgot about. And I'm going to go grab it real quick. The big homie, Eric Lewis on Twitter, he fucking redoes these Game Boys.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this Game Boy thing. I saw that.
You need to get one of these fucking things. This shit is fucking incredible. Yo, it's a Game Boy Advance, which is currently dead. Oh, no, it's not dead. Look at that fucking shit.
Are you asking me to buy a Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I mean, like, if you want to play
like a special one? Is that a special one? Or
yeah,
just
dude, it charges with like fucking USB-C, and it has this fucking thing. It's like the cartridge has like a SD card, right? And you put like every Game Boy game that was ever made ever is on this fucking thing. So when conferences come back and I'm on that fucking plane, this is what I'm doing.
I'm gonna get a Switch. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm getting a Switch.
I have a Switch. I don't even.
Or I'm gonna bring my
games are all corny, man. I was playing fucking 007 Nightfall.
No, you know what I fucking yell at you about, or you got to yell at some other people about is
what?
All right, so about a year ago, after my yacht week trip, which was fun, I came back
yacht week trip,
and I went to a festival, a music festival, which I imbibed some, performance enhancements to have more fun, right? And what I realized on my way back afterwards was that the Oculus Quest requires light, the room to be lit, at least like
really?
30%. Yeah, I had to put my hues to 30%, and it has no vegetative state mode, so you cannot lay on the bed in Oculus like flat. You must be like sitting up or standing. That is a massive fucking mistake. There needs
what if
to
you
be
wanted to beat
I
off?
am fucked up on drugs or just super drunk, ready to pass out, and I'm just need to be on Pluto or Endor, and I want to be like looking up, rolling the eyes back of my head.
Literally, like 1/3 of the reason I would ever use VR is for porno. And if you can't,
like there's no you can't use Oculus Quest in a bed.
You have to sit up like a fucking creep.
Luckily though, because I'm fucking Jared. Guess what how my bed worked? I have fucking Casper. That's like the grandma hospital bed that I can like adjust. Like, so I was like 3/4 upright minimum, hospital style, just like tripping balls with Oculus on. And because I also learned, motherfucker, that Oculus doesn't have a music visualizer. Why? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Why is it so anti-drugs?
I don't understand why Oculus is so anti-drugs. I just don't get it. It's fucking bullshit. And what I ended up having to resort to, which by the way is pretty decent, was I went on like 360 video or 360 YouTube, and I went on a massive deep dive on like the fighter jets in VR.
Oh, that's probably sick as fuck.
Like the like Thunderbirds, like Golden Knights shit in VR is nuts. Also, so is like the F1 thing, but the fighter pilot thing, fire. But there's no music visualizer. So Sunil, what do you have to say for yourself? How did you let this happen? Basically, you can't trip balls on Oculus Rift.
पता नहीं, मैं English नहीं बोलता, कुछ नहीं पता मुझे. कुछ नहीं पता मुझे, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
All right, whatever. All right. Fucking on that note.
All right, I gotta go eat some beef shank, guys.
This has been an episode of the Undefined Podcast. Sunil, how can people follow you?
Follow me on 3.1 Twitter.
Word. And follow us when you get a chance at the Undefined IO. I'm Jared Palmer. He's Ken Wheeler. And this has been a great episode.
Fuck you guys. I'm out like a boner in sweatpants.
See you, guys. You. Bye.
Oh my God. Really?
I gotta get up.
Horrible. Oh my God.